It's showtime.
OnlySlabs.
Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. It's Rob here in front of the great wall of comics. It's Saturday, it's Slabber Day, and that means it's time for OnlySlabs. And with me, of course, we've got back returning to his chair, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chris, the comic vet. How the hell are you, sir?
I'm good.
I come in like this, and you come in.
Well, people
Under the radar.
know, man. People know, so I'm giving them what they need to hear. I'm good. So if you want to know how I'm doing great. If you want to know how I am, I'm good. And I think that's
fair enough.
Okay.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, don't worry. We won't leave you in a state of beige. We have our guest, Steve, the voice white. How the hell are you, sir?
I am freaking slabtastic today there, Rob.
Thank
Chris,
you.
That's how you do it. Bring the level up.
That's right. Rise to the occasion.
I'm the designated driver. So you guys have
Rob
fun.
and I are in the back seat just partying.
Yeah, Chris is driving that black car for us. So Steve and I are in the back drinking, and going having a party back.
I'm in the HOV lane, just handling things. Yeah, we're good.
Crank up them tunes, baby.
Steve, get down from the sunroof, man. You're gonna hit your head.
Don't be woo girls now, guys. Let's go.
Oh, goodness gracious. Let's say hello to the chat and get this party started. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Romper Room.
Romper bumper, stomper boo, tell me do. Magic mirror, tell me today, did all my friends have fun at play?
Ladies and gentlemen, in first is not who you think. It's 25 Perez through the mail.
Wow.
Hulking it up. Well, Les Crucius was probably in, but then it dropped off. But because it came back, though, at 1 o'clock in the morning to say
again?
Good morning and hooray and woohoo.
Uh-huh.
Robert Monroe Jr., happy Slabber Day from New York. How you doing? Thank you. To Bold to Go, where no slabbers have gone before. It's Slab Trek, the next rabbit hole. I like that. That's good. Good one, Joe. Well, I like the next rabbit hole because it is. I mean, there's so many rabbit holes I've gone down thanks to this show.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, how you doing? Here for some Steve. Excellent.
Hey, evil Mike.
Steve.
There
He's here for everybody. Look at me. Heroes for Hire Comic Club. Happy Slabber Day in the name of Crom. Marty Lechko. Happy Slabber Day from Canada, everyone. Timothy PJR. Hola a todos. Hello to all. Attention. Mr. Comics 89 is here. See Wellboard dropping in.
My brother Brad.
Bat Dan, Slabalicious salutations from Blighty, Great Britain.
Wow. Hey, Bat Dan.
Let's see here. Comic Vet swinging in to drop the Canadian flag. Sweden's checking in the house. And this show is so international. I love it. Jasper, how you doing? Trev, the shipping guru. It's Slabentine. I think he means Slabbing Time. Brother Steve, Rob, and Charis.
I don't know who that is.
Charis is a new Pokemon, actually.
I thought it was a fire chair.
It's a fire type that you can sit on.
Yeah.
Marty Alechko's here. Tooties towards cancer. Let's go, Canada. Excellent. All right. Well, you get the first spot. You get the first one in the clip in the rotation. I will tell you guys, there's a new clip in the rotation today.
Oh.
Thank you very much there, Marty. Valen Rook dropping in to say howdy, y'all. Brian Barrick, good day, all. Thank you. Deadman dropping the Deadman comic cover show dropping in to say Slabber Day, Slab fans. Mad Spidey's up early in the morning.
Yep.
Trev, let's see here. Is Joffrey? Joffrey says, hello, gentlemen. Of course, I'm sure he's using it in the loosest possible definition of the word gentleman.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah. With Morg signing in there, how many countries are we now showing up there?
U.S., Canada, Great Britain, Sweden, and Australia. So we're at 5, at least, that I know of. Dr. Von Hoot dropping in and say, I like slabs and I hate cancer. Excellent.
Hoot.
Dr. Hoot, the new one is for you.
Oh,
beautiful bean footage.
The beautiful bean footage.
the eyebrows said it all. Brilliant.
Stephen C. Happy Slabber Day, henchman.
Best name ever.
Even though I have to admit that I think that Mr. Bean is the absolute worst drivel that Rowan Atkinson has done in his entire career. I'm just saying, I'm not a fan of it, but it worked with the beautiful bean footage.
Yeah.
Let's see. Space Case Cards. Yo back. Cat Fan Comics Man. Hello. Happy Slabber Day, Rob and Chris, and happy Slabber Day to the panel. Panel star, Steve White. Let's see here. Who else we got to say hello to as we roll through the footage here? Let's see who said hello to them. Man, who's saying hello to you? You say hello to them. We're saying hello back. Everyone's saying hello to you.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Alien. Hello, all. Yep. Let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, Taylor Winder. It's a trifecta of sexy bald nerds.
Best hairdos ever. We never have a bad hair day. None of us ever.
I'm glad he said sexy first.
Yeah.
Just so you know, some of us actually have to spend time on our hair.
Okay. Well, the front.
This doesn't just happen. I mean, granted, it doesn't. It takes a lot less time than it used to because it's well trained at this point. But yeah.
Excellent.
Let's see. Paul, Sector 2815. Hello, folks. Thank you for joining us. Cliff on Comics. Howdy.
You had a good show.
Jaguar. Hello, everyone. Aggressively relaxing, swinging on by. Happy Slabber Day.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. El Green Machine. Hello, everyone. I hope you all have a great weekend. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a hell week at work. I'm happy to have the weekend.
Yeah.
Brian LCS swinging by to watch the winners of this year's. I don't know that. I'm just
speculating.
Yes, that's the only spec I do. After the voting's done.
Best facial hair.
No. For that, I am always a bridesmaid and never a bride.
Wow.
I've been nominated every single year, and I have never won, and I won't win this year either. And it's fine. I'm fine with that.
That's criminal.
Susan Lucci of the CBCAs.
Nobody else has been nominated every single year, so that just means that everybody recognizes how great it is, even if it's maybe not the one that they're going to vote for. And I'll take that. Brian Klotz, happy Slabber Day. Let's see here. Who else we want to say?
Come on, man.
I said hello to CTW.
No, I'm just he's dropping some shenanigans in there.
Okay, well, fair enough. All right, you know what? I think we've hit a hello to everyone in record time. I apologize if I missed anybody. It's completely unintentional, but hey, we are going to get on to the show because that's what people are here to do, is to see this man, ladies and gentlemen, Steve the Voice White. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. My inaugural time here. Thank you very much for having me on there, Rob.
Yeah, I honestly had thought we had you on before, but I guess it's you and I spent so much time together on 1011 on his channel, and that I just assumed that we had been you'd been on this show before. So
the YouTube blurring of shows.
Yeah. It was very funny. Actually, I think the very first time I was on with you and Gary had asked me, he goes, just asking for a friend, how many slabs do you have? I remember that. Now the count is 72. So I'm
nice. You've got 2 boxes full. That's a nice start.
It is a good start.
Yeah.
Brian.
Look at this. Blind Klotz
Cool.
dropping $10. Great
Wow.
to see a new collector in the hot seat. Down with cancer. Absolutely. Thank you
Oh,
so
give him a
much
good
for
one.
the super chat. Here you go, sir. This one's for you. Thank you so much. And for everybody who might be, if you're new to the show and don't know, and we're wondering what's going on with all that craziness, well, 100% of this channel's revenue goes to support Comics Curing Cancer. That includes all the super chats, the channel membership, everything else. We put that money to help support Comics Curing Cancer, which we just had our big event. We just raised over $55,000 for the American Cancer Society. So thank you guys all to you. Matter of fact, the link to the Comic Curing Cancer link tree is pinned at the top of the chat. There you could go and you can donate if you hadn't donated previously, but also you could go there to get to the Big Cartel shop if you wanted to pick up a copy of Sonic the Hedgehog 69. That is our Comics Curing Cancer Big Time Collectibles exclusive. There's still some copies available at $15 a piece. Also is the link to the merch shop, fatstacksmerch.com, where all the merch, including the Comics Curing Cancer merch and the OnlySlabs merch, all the profit from those items goes to Comics Curing Cancer. So there you go. And I'll make one other Comics Curing Cancer announcement before we move on with the show. And that's simply that, guys, if you haven't checked out nerdcrawler.com, take a look at it. Make a note right now. Don't leave the show now unless you open up another tab. Just make a note. Nerdcrawler.com. It's a auction website for original art. They've partnered with Comics Curing Cancer to allow us to list some of the art pieces that didn't get sold during the main auction. They're commission free, so that 100% of the sale price of the item is going to be going to Comics Curing Cancer. So we have a couple items, a couple sketch covers that are up there right now, that those items are going to be ending. The auction ends tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific time, so 2 p.m. Eastern. And that includes a piece that wasn't even shown during the auction because it arrived after the auction, a beautiful Darth Vader sketch cover from Stephanie Lavad, who's a comic book artist out of France. Wow. So you check that stuff up on nerdcrawler.com. That's the end of that statement there. Let's get into Steve. Steve, welcome to the show. Tell these lovely people here in the chat today about your comic book origin story, the time that you were in the Canadian Army and then somebody kidnapped you and infused you with strange metal. It gave you the ability to be virtually indestructible.
Yes, excellent. It happened in single digits, back in the 70s. It was a good time. It was a simpler time back then. At Christmas time, I don't know about how they do it in America, but in Canada, we have these traditions where, we have presents under the tree, and we have a thing called a stocking that gets stuffed with all kinds of cool little toys. So we had a little tradition in our household. It was a brilliant one, so that my parents could sleep a little bit longer. So if we got up early, which it was always guaranteed we were getting up early, we were allowed to get into the stocking first, and we could open all that crap up, and that would take us some time. So they made sure they wrapped up every little stupid thing inside of there.
Duct tape.
Always duct tape. Yeah, they had some pretty good industrial stuff back then, with lots of asbestos in it. So it was great. So in there was always comic books. So my parents were the ones that got me started on it, because there was always those Kmart packs of the Gold Key comic books, Walt Disney stuff. Mm-hmm. Every single time. So every year I was getting into that, and I'd have stacks and stacks of my Gold Key Walt Disney books. But then I got a job as a paper boy just in my little neighborhood, paid the big $15 a month because I only had to do it that many times. And my parents used to drag us around camping all the bloody time. So we'd hit the little stores in whatever town we were in. And with my own money, the very first comic I ever picked up was a G.I. Joe #3 in the summer of 1982. And that was really the beginning of my journey, because my brother already had collected and was collecting. But that was the first book that I bought with my own money. I still have that book. And then the journey just took off, just like everybody else. You know, the story is I grew up, I got out of it, went to college, got working, got wife, kids. Then when the kids grew up, I started getting back into it again. Then we get out when they're older, and then boom, back in now that we're empty nesters.
That's right.
Now I'm buying all kinds of stuff.
That's right. Now you got money to relive your childhood.
Yeah, and collect books that I never thought I'd own.
That's right.
Right.
So your parents were your gateway drug. I love it.
They were. Yep.
All right. Well, let's get into the books here. Let's show off your first book here today. Everybody, thanks for coming on by and checking out the show. Make sure you're sticking around. We got some giveaways going on at the show. Pop your questions in the chat. Now let's let her rip, Tater Chip.
Best giveaway box in the multiverse. I've won twice, by the way, two times. Let's go hot out of the gate.
Oh
Hot,
my God.
hard out of the gate.
Oh my God.
Not just Mad One. Signed Mad One.
Slow down.
Nope, we're not slowing down. We're going hard.
Wow.
Signed by Harvey Kurtzman.
Oh,
I was planning on changing my name to Craig because it's been personalized to Craig. So I was going to just call me Craig. Okay. So
you got it, Craig.
Oh wow.
Steve the Craig White.
yeah, that's it.
So-
Now that's the new name.
Steve, now we've only had Mad One on this show a handful of times. Was this an eBay pickup or did you go to Fan Expo? Like, was this a con pickup for you?
No, this has been a long time ago. I picked this up. I actually won it at an auction. I was fighting other people for it and I beat them out. And then during COVID is when I sent it in. And, that was a disaster because I waited over a year. It was a year and 3 months from CBCS to get the damn book back. And I was like, Jesus, am I ever going to see this book ever again? I even took pictures.
Took
of the
forever.
interior.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. So I took close-up pictures of the signature and also the centerfold, which has Weird Fantasy number 13 ad in the centerfold. So that was pretty cool. But just having the signature verified was a big deal for me. Plus the book was pretty brittle. It was probably about a 1/8. And I had my guy, Matt, who's an amazing presser, do this magic and it come back as a 2.5 is pretty bloody impressive. So thrilled with it. There's only about 5 or 6 on the census, both CGC and CBCS in total. Of course, there's ones higher and there are a few signatures, but this one's mine.
That's right. This one's mine. You got it. Excellent.
Cool.
Everybody's loving it.
Yeah, that's a nice start. Eh?
Yeah. You did come out of the gates a little hard.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's keep going. Have a little bit of a theme.
Rob, there's a theme.
Well, just for a few, and then we'll roll into my favorites. So this is just Mad number 3. At this point in time, Mad was really doing horribly, but William Gaines is he's a seasoned seller of books and writer of books, so he knew that number 3 wasn't going to be the end of it all. The real switch over and to see whether the book was actually going to make it or break it was when this one came out, number 4. Also,
And boom goes the dynamite.
only one on the census, either census, both CBCS and CGC, none else, nothing else in the universe. Nobody else has one of these with a signature on it. It's on the first page, so I had to again make sure I took pictures of it before it was sealed into its plastic capsule forever. It does have a little bit of minor restoration on it, but still, this was the book that made Mad take off because it had Super Duper Man and Captain Marbles, they called them in here.
Captain Marbles.
Yeah, so kids saw the superheroes and they just went mad for Mad. And then the rest is history because the first ones were just kind of weird, spoofy stuff Harvey came up with, and it wasn't really selling. So when this one took off with the superheroes, then they knew they had the right formula at this point. Yeah. Yeah, Chuck's got some of these too, but I'm pretty sure Chuck doesn't have a signed one. And if he does, it's not in a slab. All
That's
right.
impressive. Holy cow.
This is
She's
actually
got one hell of a small waist too.
She does too, isn't she? Very, very small.
At least she's wearing red.
Yes, she is. Red dress in distress. So this is actually the very first slab that I ever purchased, period. And ironically, of course, it is a Mad. It's the magazine. Jeez, I don't even know if it's going to sit there. Stay, don't fall. And this is the first cover appearance of Alfred E. Newman in the magazine. But there's a big war and debate over this because he first appeared in the Mad Reader in a book. And in the comic book, he first appeared in issue 21 on the front cover. And then in the magazine 24, he was up in the top part. But this is like the first full picture of him. And then, of course, on the back, they had to do something funny.
No.
That's pretty good.
I like that.
Steve, would you mind reading us what's on the right side of the blue label then?
Okay, this one here is first Alfred E. Newman cover by Norman Mingo. Gunsmoke, Disneyland, and Elvis Presley parodies inside that one.
Gunsmoke.
Careful. But this is the older magazine slab. I don't know if the newer magazine slabs are better. I imagine
I've heard that they're at least, more durable and solid feeling, whereas these ones always felt like you sneeze on them and they're going to fall apart.
Oh yeah, I know. Like this one here flexes pretty good and it makes cracking and crunching noises when I move it.
Yeah. I keep meaning to test it out because I do have a couple magazine size comics from the 50s, some more Australian Buck Roger imports that I mean to get slabbed at some point, but I've been nervous.
Yep. I don't blame you. All right, let's get out of that theme and into a new one, which, everyone's going to know the books that I kind of like.
Yeah!
That cannon going off with Remy's punch there actually fits pretty well.
Yo, Joe.
Yeah.
This is my gateway drug right here. This is really the beginning of it all, is what it started it. And I had to pick up the slabbed copies of this. I got the entire run. I only have 4 more to go in direct editions to have the complete run in direct editions, and then I need a lot more for the newsstands because they're a lot harder to find. Okay. And they're getting
Steve, this isn't a Canadian price variant or anything, right? It's just a normal straight up number 1.
Yeah, it's a straight up number 1. It's the Whitman, because they still had the little triangles for the first 2 issues, and then they switched over to direct, whatever the direct is, square box or rectangle box.
Okay.
Right. So, and there was so many first appearances in this, they got not enough room on the label. The whole front of the book,
it just says like
multiple first appearances.
Exactly. Yeah. I just upgraded mine to a 9.2 as well, my newsstand.
Yeah, that was so crispy. That one, then when you picked that up, that was amazing. I thought that was going to go a lot higher than a 9.2.
Yeah. Well, the one I picked up when it was raw only came back in 8.5.
Wow.
So that's why I was really surprised because it was crispy as hell. And then there's like some little thing here and there, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So I ended up picking up a 9.2 newsstand to replace it. So my 8.5, I'm moving down the road to somebody at some point here. But that's a great book.
Yeah, I do have the newsstand
right in our childhood.
Yeah, exactly. And this it's a little thicker book too, so it's probably why it's a little harder to get in that higher grade because of that spine on this thing.
And remember, for multiple years in a row, this was Marvel's best-selling comic book by miles.
Oh God, yeah. They had second prints and third prints of a lot of the series. Like from 2 on, there was second prints of everything. You get to 21, there's 3 prints of that book, and
they couldn't get anybody to write the damn thing initially. They were
I know.
They basically had to force Larry Hama.
Well, he volunteered because he wanted to get into writing, and he was the last person that Jim Shooter went and asked, and he goes, "Yeah, I'll do it." Because everybody, it was Hasbro toys, right? So all the writers knew they weren't going to get jack shit for money on this thing because it's going to go to the toy company.
Yeah.
So and that just turned out to be a massive hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Trev got the one that I donated. That's perfect.
Nice.
So that worked good. So if you got number 1, might as well get
the Snowstorm. 2. Yes.
Yep. Let's get some Quinn action going on. First appearance of Quinn. So I guess I don't need to read the right side of the label. That's the first appearance in this one.
I just picked up a first print and a second printing of G.I. Joe 2 this past summer. Happy to have it.
Did you get the Canadian price variant, or as we say in our country, it's just the regular version?
Yeah, just the first print is a Canadian, and the second printing is just a standard American second.
75 center.
Yeah.
We've given away a second print of this book on out of the box before.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
It drives Chris crazy.
Well, we also gave away the silent issue. That one really drove Chris crazy.
Oh, yeah. I need that one in a newsstand or no, a direct edition. I have the newsstand, but I don't have a direct edition.
But that's the quintessential G.I. Joe story, right?
Absolutely.
Like, outside of the first issue, that's the Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes. Yeah, that's the one that we all remember.
Funny because Larry Hama says that the reason why it was silent is because he was on a time crunch on that one, and he had to. That's how they could save time on it, was by just deleting all of the dialogue so they get the book out quicker. And then it turns out to be like one of the most iconic books. They had to repeat it back again in '84 and do it again with the second silent.
Save money on the letterer.
Yeah.
and a writer, really, technically, as I hear.
Yeah, Larry didn't have to write nothing, right? He didn't have to figure out
here you go, illustrator, just have a storyboard and go.
Yeah, that's what we want. So, of course, the one that I had to get, not only in a 9/8, but in a newsstand, is my beloved number 3. So what 12-year-old kid doesn't see this on a newsstand and just go, oh yeah, I'm spending my money on that book? All right. Big, huge, giant robot with fire and crap coming out of him. Oh yeah, I'm in.
Shots fired.
Just crying.
Shots fired.
So this one, it's there's no first appearances in this book, but it was hard for me to finally dig up a 9/8 on it. But of course, I got it fairly cheap because nobody really cares about this because it's not first appearances in this one, right? And then 9/6 and anywhere from 9 to 9/8 is about my sweet spot because you got to kind of set certain goals for this stuff. So anything below a 9 I don't bother with, but I try to go. I'm trying to be
I get that. I mean, because you do all those, you can get a lot of these books in 9/2, 9/4, 9/6 really reasonable. You just if you skip past the 9/8 on some of them just because that double or triple, sometimes quadruple the price just for the 9/8. Here you go. I'm collecting the run, slabbed, and high grade. Yeah, I'll settle here. I mean, I've been doing that with like Eternals, just picking those up for giggles, where you can get like 9/4s for like 35, 40.
I know they're so cheap now because the whole thing fell off a cliff. Like I had number 1, it was a 9/4, and I had it on my rickety freaking bookshelf, and I knocked it off and I cracked the slab. And I went to my guy and I said, "Can you just resubmit this for a holder?" And he goes, "Well, up here in Canada, it costs way too bloody much to send it down. We might as well crack it, give it a clean press, and maybe we'll get a grade bump on it." And sure enough, we did. It jumped up to a 9/6.
Nice.
So that was awesome.
Which in the height of the movie, build up to the movie, was a very pricey book, hundreds of dollars, and then now it's maybe $100.
Yeah. Yeah, in Canada at the time, it was about $325 or something for that.
Yeah,
in a 9/6.
I remember seeing the number 1s on that for like, when you got to the 9/8s, over $1,000.
Yeah,
at the peak, the 9/6s were going for $700 to $900. It was really crazy. But
and now off a cliff. But that's like when you're doing stocks. You got to diversify your portfolio. So you got some books that fall off a cliff and some that can hold their value.
That's where we just tie it right back into this video earlier this week that I released on my 5 tips to getting the best deal. And that's to know what's going on and not buy during the hype for a movie. Wait for it to settle down and go. Yeah. Anyways, let's get back to your books.
Finger on a pulse. Right.
Yeah. Have some idea of what's going on.
Nice plug.
I like that. Yeah, it was an opportunity. I try it every once in a while.
Another book where it's not they had second prints of this one. Actually, number 5, I thought there was only a first print, but there actually turns out there was a second print. So I got number 5 too. Yeah, there we go. In the 9/4, still near mint, so why not? Right.
Now this may have been my first copy. I remember my parents picking up for me, or like pointing at it, and they picked it up at the local variety store, convenience store, just because I was all about that tank, and I ended up getting that tank for Christmas as a toy, where the little gunner slot, if you pushed it forward, it would roll forward, and Yeah,
Oh
that
yeah,
was,
the
that was
electronic one.
yeah, that was a great toy. And yeah, at that point, I was hooked on GI Joe like for a few years. And
Did it make noise too? Did the Mobat make noise?
it was the motor itself was loud, so
Right.
it was
But it
on
didn't have like
tracks and stuff. So it would
authentic cannon action.
no, it didn't. It didn't have a button that you could push to make sound. It was just kind of like a remote control without the remote, where the gunner slot himself, where the figure would go in. If you pushed it forward, he would move forward. If you tilted to the left, and the tracks would spin at different speeds, causing it to like kind of do
Oh, just
circles
turn
and
around.
stuff. Yeah, it was
That's
a real
cool.
cool toy, and it
Oh
was
yeah.
kind of heavy as well. But yeah, that was that book right there. That was my first GI Joe.
Yep. That
Man,
was a
back-
good
back in
God
those
story.
only
days,
knows where it is now. Yeah.
Back in those days, I would have almost thought they would have had the spring-loaded plastic torpedo or rocket firing out of the end of it just to
Yeah.
for
Like
choking
Battlestar
hazard.
Galactica. Yeah, those
Yeah,
were
put
the
some
best
diesel
toys.
in it and you can light it on fire and have real fire action.
What part of Canada were you in, man?
Real diesel smoke.
Well, everybody wanted the flag when we were kids. Like Jesus,
Right.
like if you had
Oh.
the flag, you were an instant star in the school,
Yeah.
man. Like everybody
Your
wanted
your
the
parents
The
were
flag was
rich.
a little bit later, though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, much later. Yeah.
Yeah, because they just kept upping the game every.
it was unbelievable. Like,
Christmas.
I couldn't believe the thing's like 6 feet long. Like you needed space to put this sucker. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy.
And
Yeah.
then the moon base one too. Yeah.
It's this one, October Guard. So first appearance of the October Guard in number 6. Yeah. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's
we got a
great
theme
cover.
going here.
That's right.
It's a
That's why I have a
great
twin
cover,
theme
too.
now. I couldn't afford fun toys when I was younger. I had to buy them off-brand Spider-Man, Brown Recluse Man. Oh, of
Yeah,
course.
the
Trevor
knockoff man.
says that he had the flag. It stayed in
course
the
he
shed.
did.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I just remember I only played with GI Joes when I went to friends' houses because my parents, for some reason, we weren't allowed to have GI Joe because it was too violent. But we had nothing but Star Wars toys.
Right.
They both
You know,
shot lasers, though. Okay.
Yeah, that
I-
crappy little series. He had a lightsaber come out of the guy's
You know,
wrist.
whatever. Who can explain what parents come up with sometimes? But I would go to a friend's house that, especially, he had a small farm, and he would go out there, and there was a outdoor pool and stuff that it was like the ground came down level on one side to it, so you had like all the water, the boats and the hovercrafts and stuff out in the pool,
Oh,
and
man, that'd be awesome.
it was just
Yeah.
crazy stuff.
They were so creative with their toys. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Just a couple of weeks ago, I was at a toy place in Toronto called Treehouse Comics, and they had the flag in there and all kinds of the GI Joe toys. I mean, these things are huge too. Like even the Hiss tank and the Cobra stuff, like the Rattler. I mean, that's a big
Yeah.
plane. Those toys were
Oh
massive.
yeah. So Dr. Von Hoot saying that by the time GI Joe came out, they had nerfed the spring firing action by then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too many eyes
Yeah.
getting taken out.
Well, a lot of that was that scale. Star Wars made that scale of a figure popular
Mhm.
because of the fact that the ships, in order to put a ship that you could put the figure in or a vehicle, in scale and stuff, you just had to have these types of things. But I mean, I remember as a kid, like things like the Millennium Falcon, and so those were mad. I mean,
Oh,
there
that
was a reason
huge
that the
toy.
landing gear on that thing was such a way that so you could hold the front one and the other ones would go on either side of your arm because the darn
Yeah.
thing was like.
Yeah.
So yeah, these
Didn't
the
it
Star
have like
Wars
a pistol
G.I.
grip
Joe.
handle that came out of the bottom of that thing?
Well, sort of. That's kind of what
the
it
front
yeah.
landing gear you
Landing
could
gear.
kind of hold on to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could grab hold of it. Yeah, I remember that.
But the GI Joe is the same thing. Yeah, those Rattlers were huge. That choppers were big. I mean, they're just
Yeah.
it was from a toy standpoint as a kid. You had to have a big room or go outside to play with these things because you couldn't just do it in your little bedroom. You didn't have enough room to set up like more than 2 toys.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I had a little tiny closet of a bedroom, so I couldn't put all those toys in there. They had to, most of them were outside in the sandbox or in the backyard somewhere.
Right.
So my dad could run them over with a lawnmower.
All right, back to slabs.
Okay. Labs. Moving on.
Party pooper.
October Guard. More.
Oh,
October
this is
Guard.
iconic.
Great cover.
Yeah,
The
iconic.
Russians and the Americans. Yeah, a good shot of Stalker and Colonel Brekov, whatever you want to say his name is. Oh yeah, 80s had the best toys, man.
Yeah,
And the very last one
October
we'll
3rd,
do before we go to the best box of giveaways ever. Let's give some DC love.
Oh my!
Let's go. Oh yeah, Alex Ross goodness, right?
The master we go.
Fall, don't fall, going to fall. Need to, gonna have to hold on to it. Holding on to it. Don't fall.
I super believe in you.
There we go.
I built these stands, so if they fall, it's my fault. Yes, Alex Ross goodness. Yeah, and the big 9-4. That's one of, I only have three CBCS slabs. And this is all of them.
Kingdom Come, or AKA Old Man Kal-El. Yeah.
Mhm.
Flash by Night says, right on time for the hoorah.
Yeah.
Marine.
So perfect. There's our natural stopping point.
Phenomenal. That's
All right.
excellent. There, we're halfway through. It's time to do our giveaway. So we'll throw up the Yo Joe. Sounds like it's apropos. I'm a rhymer, don't you know? Anyway, so go ahead and hit that hashtag Yo Joe. For those that don't know, the uninitiated, if you will, we have a box full of comics here, full with various keys and cool variants and whatnot that we're going to go ahead and one lucky winner is going to get 7 books pulled from the box by Steve for you, and it'll be sent out to you free of charge. No matter where you're at globally, we ship around the world. In the meantime, while we're letting you guys all do that, Chris, now that you're back in the saddle, what's coming up for you and for folks who are viewers of the Comic Vet YouTube channel?
I'll be having some fresh new content dropping Monday. This Wednesday will be kind of a Halloween, I guess, edition of Show Us What You Got. Goes live at 7 Eastern Standard Time. Again, that's an open panel, open to anyone who's got new books in their life, primarily new comic book day books, to come on out and show the books that you got, and have a few laughs as I try to steer the train on the rails.
It does kind of go all over the place sometimes.
It can.
A lot of the times.
Thank you, Rob.
Okay, almost all the time. Fair enough. Steve, how about yourself? What you got coming up on the channel?
Well, Mondays I've been doing the finding hidden gems in my collection. Wednesdays I got my Voices Choices, and that's about all I got going on. Now, I was at my local comic book store, and I was thumbing through some of the free books that he gives away to me all the time. And he goes, Steve, do you want a huge box full of free comics? And I said, sure. Who wouldn't want that? So I'm going to do a video of all these damn books that I just pulled out of this huge box of books. All brand spanking new, multiple copies. Like, holy crap, man. It's unreal. I have to do some kind of massive giveaway for this thing.
Or, there are, well, I've been pulling a bunch of books. I've been trying to get some from my LCS because I've got there's a charity drive for comics going to the military folks that goes out to the troops and their families, whatnot, to go the places that host a bunch of comic book exchanges and stuff for them. So got a bunch of stuff going on with that. The Comic Book Fiend Club's got a drive going on right now through the mid-November on that. We don't need no stinking rails. People don't want to be controlled by you, Chris. They don't want your controls and restrictions.
They want to live free.
Rolling.
All right, America, baby, live free. Before we get this poll here at 52 out of 63 viewers, let's quickly say thank you to the Goon Squad members who are paying on a monthly basis at the $4.99 level to support the channel and our efforts with comics curing cancer. Stephen C., Legion of Comics, DJ Links, Dr. Von Hoot, Dale of Suspense, Justin Birch Letters, Son of a Bruce, Circumstances, The Comic Vet, Austin LeMay, Mad Spidey, Ben Parker Comics, Chuck Hensey, Lone Eagle, Comiverse, Deadman, Anachronic Comics, Colossus Collector, JG, Timo Hanna, Daymares, Still Only 35 Cents, Cliff on Comics, Bearded Comic Bro, Never Could Figure It Out, The Adventurous Joe, Jay Knows the Way, Valen Rook, and Omnivo. Thank you guys all for being Goon Squad members. We'll say thank you to the henchmen a little bit later on. Appreciate you guys all and the continued support as all those memberships and super chats and everything, like we said, go to support Comics Curing Cancer. All right, let's go ahead and give you guys 5, 4, 3, 2, a one wheel
Wheel
of
of
fish.
fish.
Fortune. TM.
And
Yes. Let's go.
Perfect,
Aha,
because-
all of you that
because
wanted
I
to
actually have a
run-
stack of books. I have a stack of books here from last week that somebody prize tagged you, Chris.
really.
Yeah, because I don't know whether they just missed you, or whether because the Transformers 5 came out and they wanted to make sure that you got that. So, anyways, so I can combine shipment now. So,
Nice.
So no, let's okay, let's send this to Tony for Comiverse.
okay, Tony Comberverse is going to get this
Nice.
one. All right.
Beautiful. That's nice of you, Chris.
Watch your back. Now Tony's a good guy.
I got to
and,
switch this over to this side since the microphone's in the way over there. All right. Of course, now my name tag's and plate's in the way. There you go.
There you go.
All right,
Perfect.
Steve, you're pulling for Tony. So
Okay.
either give me a number 1 through 10 from the front, 1 through 10 from the back, or we'll just do some back to front action. You tell me where to stop. We're playing 7 books.
Well, my birthday's tomorrow. It's 27th. So we're going to go
Ooh.
2 from the front, and we're going to take both of those books from 2 from the front.
Okay, so the first 2 books.
Sure. Oh, and then we're seeing them. All right. And first one's in humans.
Okay.
And we're going to go from the back, 7 from the back, and we'll take the two, like the 7th book and the 8th book from the back.
I like that people are using my expressions. Like it's
Watch your back.
it's really flattering actually.
Okay.
All right. Let's do some let it ride action.
Not over yet, man. It's not over yet.
Stop. Take those 2 books.
All right. 2 more.
Let's let her ride again. Let's get closer to the front and stop. And we'll take those 2 books. Perfect.
Yeah, watch your back, Ron.
Watch your back. All right. Let's see what he gets.
Ooh.
Did I pick him some cool books? G.I. Joe 21. Is it going to stress Chris out today?
G.I. Joe is there.
Wow.
Stress level
All
will
right.
be brought to a new high.
So first up, we've got Deadpool,
Nice.
Oh,
Piece of the Pie.
it's
Taste
the
of the
one that came out
Prize.
after Circle Chase. Yeah.
You get some
Yeah.
Ryan Stegman Venom.
Oh, nice. That's a good series.
It's a nice cover.
Yeah. They had some awesome covers through that whole thing. Oh, no.
A facsimile.
No.
Chris
almost had an aneurysm.
Second there. I was
Chris is going to be like, oh, no.
I'll just, yeah.
It's a
Okay.
reprint, but
All right.
nice.
Crisis averted. It's okay. Calm down. Right.
Uh,
Blood pressure coming back down. Oh, that's a nice one.
First Zaniac.
Nice.
Okay.
That's a cool cover.
It's Thor 319. Silver
Oh.
Surfer number 1,
Oh,
second
Such a
series.
great cover.
Yeah, that's great.
Tony says, "Holy crap! I almost had a stroke."
Chris is like, no, I'm keeping that now. I'm keeping
Yeah,
it. I'm keeping it. I'm reneging.
Miles Morales,
Aw.
Spider-Man number 3, the first full appearance of Rabble.
Nice.
Oh my.
Wow.
That's
think
a
it's,
great
here, I think-
cover.
I think it was Ivan Toe. I think is the
Yeah, I think-
variant.
yeah.
That's amazing.
We get
book.
that Inhumans number 11, the first Korath.
Cool. Bronze Age goodness.
Chris, would you like to just fall over and faint now?
Is it coming? It's coming.
In a very, very nice looking copy here. Captain America 102.
Holy cow!
Wow. Why are we giving away?
That was very noble of you to give that away. Very noble.
Giving away.
Congratulations.
Rob does it for Chris's reaction and stress level.
I swear to God, he spends like $40 or $50 just to piss me off. Like I'm losing my eyebrow hair now.
You're losing your hair. Well, if you had
All right, Tony, I'll get those books on out to you. Congratulations. Well there
done.
We go.
So
and we got to do one. Save one for yourself too.
Right my own damn foot.
All right.
Tony deserves it. Tony's a hell of a human being.
Yep, he's a good man.
Let's
give him a G.I. Joe book, shall we?
That's just a sexy book.
Yeah, it's bloody sexy. All right.
It really isn't.
Talk about the damn book, Steve.
All right. Lots of first appearances in this one. So we've got first appearance of Airborne, Gung Ho, Doc, Snow Job, Wild Bill, and most importantly, it's a cameo of our man Destro. We see him, but we don't see his face.
What issue did you say this was?
This is number 11.
Okay.
So we're jumping.
It's a book we've given away a few times here on this show.
Yeah.
It's a great one. A lot of G.I. Joe books. There's tons of first appearances.
Yep.
Number 12 is, I just picked it up because I got it cheap. It doesn't have any first appearances, but it's good cover. I like the cover. And 9/6, it's in my wheelhouse. It's the older type of slabs, but it works. This one I just picked up at Fan Expo this year, and I couldn't say no to it because I got a hell of a deal on it, which surprised the heck out of me at a Fan Expo. The first full appearance of Destro in a 9/0.
Nice.
And also it's got Ace, their first appearance of Ace. I paid $60 for this.
Woo! Nice.
And 8.5 goes for more than that.
Do you remember what dealer you got this from?
Oh,
this wasn't Gotham though, was it?
No. This was at Fan Expo. Was Gotham there?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, they were there. You're right. They were there.
Yeah.
I remember them there. No, this was it was just one of the little side booths because there wasn't a whole lot of comic vendors.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't believe it. This guy was just doing cash deals and he says, yeah, give me $60. I said, okay, here you go. Totally didn't expect that. Sure, take my money.
Oh.
This one I had
Canadian. Yeah.
This one I had to pick up in a 9/8, and I had to have it because it's Marie Severin did the work inside of this book. All right.
Nice.
She is an underrated artist, but she did so much for the comic book community. It was just crazy. She passed in 2018, but she was the sister of John Severin, if those EC people out there will remember. So she did a lot of work for EC, DC, Marvel. She was all over the place doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So she did the interior artwork for this, but it's just such a cool picture. The Rattler coming down, you got the tank right there. They're looking up going, oh shit, we're in trouble. Another great one. This one, 32.
Oh,
first appearance of Rakondo, Blowtorch, Ripcord.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Yep, our girl Lady J in this one. So lots of first appearances too.
Another book that was going up really high for a while when there was talk of Amazon doing a show based around Lady J.
Yeah. So they needed her first appearance, but not only that, it's also Rakondo, Blowtorch, Ripcord as well in this one. So that's cool.
Nice.
This one I had to get in a 9/8 as well because this story just spoke to me. I just loved this story so much when I was a kid. I read this book to death because I thought it was such a cool story with Ace and Wild Weasel duking it out in the sky, and both of them basically fighting to a stalemate where they were both completely out of missiles, out of ammunition. They fly by each other at the end and they saluted each other. So I thought that was such a cool story. So of course I just had to grab it in a 9/8 because
nice.
That's what I do.
So is Roadblock introduced at this point now?
Yeah, he was in. Yeah, he was in an earlier.
Okay.
Heroes for Hire says it just is now his favorite episode because he's a big G.I. Joe fan himself. So you've done well, Steve.
Excellent. That's what I live for. People's approvals. Nope. I buy it because I like it. I follow Rob's ethics about collecting books. I don't care if anyone else doesn't like it. I love it.
Nice plug.
This was a cool book because it didn't have any kind of barcode on there. Only the newsstand has a barcode. The direct edition has nothing, which is kind of cool. It didn't take.
Oh yeah, there was that period. That was that period of time more towards the mid to late 80s where it was a lot of books direct editions didn't have barcodes or window boxes on them at all.
Yeah, they just took them away. So this is the first appearance of Fred 7 and the new Cobra Commander armor. Joe. It's also Dusty, right? Dusty was the first appearance in here.
So is this issue then after the unmasking cover?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because Cobra Commander basically got shot. He got shot in the back and killed by Fred, and Fred took the armor and became Cobra Commander for a while.
I think Cobra Commander was on the run. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Cobra Commander was dead, buried, but his CGs came and they dug him up and they rescued him and restored him back to his normal. Because nobody dies, right? Everybody comes back.
Did we ever get a toy with that Cobra Commander in this armor?
I don't know. I didn't go down the rabbit hole of collecting the toys.
Okay, we did. Chris says yes. I only remember the hood. I remember the regular, silver face mask. I don't ever remember seeing one in that armor. I remember then it was to me it went to Serpentor, and I was like,
yeah.
But
Larry Hama was getting pissed off at Hasbro with coming up with all these weird freaking action figures that they wanted to do, like the Raptor.
Everyone's saying yes, we did. Of course we did. It only makes sense. Why would you make another variant if you're not going to make an action figure to sell from it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And he had so many freaking characters to try and keep track of. That's why he started making those dossiers up, and Hasbro saw those and they wanted to use those on the back of the packages of the toys. And then he started putting them in the back of the books, but he used it as
Trev, thanks for reminding me. Trev went and threw up the link to Steve's YouTube channel, and I completely forgot to have the scroll going this whole time. Links also down below. Thank you so much, Trev, for reminding me. Bad host.
Thank you,
Trev.
Trev.
Be fired.
We've had this one on before, but I had to bring it up again because as a kid.
Yes.
Yes. Let's go.
But if you're going to have that one, you might as well have it in a 9.8.
Yeah, freeze frame. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So since I got in a 9.8 and you gave away your book, Chris, this one's yours. So next time I see you, brother,
nice.
Oh, that's okay.
You're gonna have this book, okay? Because I got it in a 9.8.
Well, thank you.
Nice.
That's
before we put that down. The most recent Battlestar Galactica from 2002, 2003 is actually one of my all-time favorite shows, and I love the ending of that series. But would you mind reading us what's on the right side of the blue label, man?
This is the adaptation of the first episode of the ABC television series, part 1 of 3. Now, when I was a kid, my brother was into Star Trek at the time, and that belonged to him, and I wasn't allowed to enjoy that show, so I had to find my own TV show. So this one that belonged to me. It was my show. So he had his show, I had mine.
Lauren Green was the old man, so there's nothing. Yeah, I always liked Lauren Green as a Dama myself.
Oh yeah, the toys were good, and these ones launched the little missiles.
They sure did.
The Raiders launched them, and so did the Vipers. So you could fire those out.
I had those, and then even the model kits. So because I had a model kit of the Colonial Viper, and it had part of the model kit was to install a spring in the torpedo tube and to put a torpedo in there. So you had a push button on it too.
That's awesome.
For those of you who remember back in the day when we had model kits to build, because Legos were just piles of Legos, not model kits. They were just, here's a bunch of blocks, kid. But you had actual true model kits with glue that got you higher than.
That glue was awesome, eh? Oh man. Mom, I feel funny. And it took forever to set too, so you had to use clothes pegs and shit to hold stuff together. Like I remember
rubber bands and stuff.
Rubber bands, because
before we would later on get the snap kits that you could
snap together kits. Yeah, you didn't need it.
I just remember as a kid, my mom would let me stay up late enough to watch the first couple seasons of Battlestar, and that it always had poor ratings, so it was always a challenge to keep it on the air. But then Knight Rider came along. with the flashing red light in the front of it, and I was just like, is this an early Cylon? Like, is this the beginning of it all? Like, is this where we are?
They're ripping it off.
Yeah, and then Kit, obviously, Knight Rider blew Battlestar Galactica out of the water for popularity in the 80s and stuff because everyone loved Kit. But yeah, I just remember as a kid, like episode 1, I'm like, look, it's the red lights from the Cylon Raiders. But yeah,
you're just waiting for Kit to go by your command. That was all good stuff. I mean, that's why I actually really liked when he went back and he did the Caprica series on Sci-Fi. To kind of go back and tell kind of like that whole origin stuff with some of that stuff. I thought it was great. I'm sad that show got canceled. Didn't get as much traction as it was, but
the new series was good when they came out with a new version of it, and then they actually had that one come to an actual conclusion, which was awesome.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Papa Wheelie swing by. He says, "I'm here. Start over." Papa, thank you so much for the super chat. Here you go. This one's for you, sir.
You know, I'm very conflicted about how I'm supposed to feel watching this.
Just the look on the wiener's face when he gets in there.
Battlestar Galactica vintage toys are hard to complete. Lucky to have a complete collection. Nice. Congratulations.
The only toy I got was the Cylon Raider character, and his legs was weird because they were fixed in one position, so you could only flex his arms and turn his head. That was it.
Yeah, that was always funny. Yeah, the Cylon walking in front.
That's true.
Yep, exactly.
Oh yeah, in the A-Team, that was funny.
And Drac has joined us.
Actual Dracula, yeah.
Oh, look at this. Any Baroness coming, Steve? Asking for a friend, says Dr. Von Hoot, dropping another £2 for the cause. Let's go here. Here you go, Dr. Von Hoot.
Bet she gives great helmet.
Kiss me. No.
You need it on the bridge, sir. Knock on my door. Knock next time.
Papa, letting everyone know he's been around for a while.
DVH, if you remember, the very first G.I. Joe #1, the Baroness was actually the very first person that we saw in that book. Her and the Doctor. She was the first villain.
Oh, so. Look at this. So we're coming back around here. Heroes for Hire dropping a $2 super chat. Yo, Joe. All right. Thank you so much. We'll come back. This one here's for you. Where does the time go, says Deadman. He's been a member for 15 months. Thank you for being a channel member, sir. Appreciate the ongoing support there. Let's see. We got Kenneth Bird says, I'm still here for my awesome friends. Thank you so much, sir. Let's see. We got to say hello also to the amateur player. Nothing is better than Hawkman from Buck Rogers. I do love everybody knows that I love me some Buck Rogers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's good stuff. Not just the TV show. I like the comic strip. I love the classics, the serials. I love it all. Great stuff. All right. Tate Prime dropping 15 month member for 15 months says, F you, cancer.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. Back to you, sir.
If we're going to have #1 in a 9/8, we might as well have #2 as well.
Oh, wow. That now you're talking a book that I bet you is probably a pretty low census number. I don't see a lot of #2 or #3 on this out there. It's slabbed.
Nope, you don't. I didn't look to see how many were on the census on this one. So this is obviously part 2 of that series.
Steve, would you mind reading us what's on the right side of the blue label?
Oh, careful! Don't break it.
For us BSG fans.
Adaptation of the first episode of the ABC television series, part 2 of 3. Right. And if you're going to have part 2, well, might as well have part 3. to go with it, right? I know it's measly 9-0, but you know.
Oh.
And what's funny is today, just before the show started, I was at my old LCS, and he's got number 4 and a 9.8. And
Oh, wow.
I was going to pick it up, and his cash price was like $80. So I got to go back and grab it.
Nice.
I'll have number 4 and a 9.8. But since I got number
Mad
4,
Spidey here. Mad Spidey says, "Here's some of my bonus from work."
Whoa.
He's dropping that
Holy
$30.99 Australian
you're
dollars.
getting a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. Mad Spidey, thank you so much. Appreciate the very generous super chat for on behalf of Comics Curing Cancer. You get the big one, buddy.
That's not what it looks like.
What does it look like?
I don't know, but it's not what it looks like.
Jokes are best when you have to explain them. Let's see here. It says people in the UK make 3D replicas of parts and boxes. Amazing person. Great. All right, cool, excellent. Yeah, shout out to Simon. Thank you very much there, Mad Spidey. Don't forget, as long as we're saying Mad Spidey's name, don't forget, check out, he dropped a new Mad Mail call with some of his C3 stuff came in, not the teaser part. The bulk of it's still sitting in my garage, but but he got his first box in. Go check out that. Lots of cool unboxings, Comics Curing Cancer unboxings showing up all around. If you're dropping a Comics Curing Cancer unboxing on YouTube, guys, please, by all means, shoot us the link or or if you're posting on Instagram about it, put the tag Comics Curing Cancer. We will add you to our story with the link to your video. So that's cool. I love the original BSG. I wish I could remember the issue numbers, but my favorite was the story about Starbuck getting shot down on the Super Cylon planet.
Yeah, there's only 25 issues of the first of that original series. I can't remember which issue that was. Might have been this one. I don't know. Maybe it's this one. It's issue 6. Got it in a 9.2. So
nice.
That's cool.
Wow.
Yeah. What time are we ending this thing?
What does it look like? Jim was only trying to find out if he could balance. There you go. Let us know what other than what it looked like, what possibly could it have been?
He's mashing potatoes.
Checking the temperature.
Maybe. Yeah.
I thought he was just cutting slices of the pie.
Could be.
All right.
Okay, and since we're, I'm giving a Battlestar Galactica to Chris, I might as well give this to Rob. This is a signed copy by Cody Ziegler that I got at Comic-Con this year. So this one's for you, Rob.
Sir. Phenomenal.
It's a raw book because you're a slab guy, so we'll give you a raw book.
Yeah, this is issue 2. This is issue 2, right? So this is our first. It's our first cameo of Rabble.
This one, yep. And that's that would be her first appearance.
First cover appearance. Yeah. First appearance in cameo in the Inside story. Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember this being your spec book, and I'm a total big fan of the Miles Morales series. And when I saw that, it's a 1 in 10 is what it is.
Yeah, which is good because actually on this book I have the 1 in 25 and the 1 in 50. I don't know if I have the 1 in 10. Well, I do now apparently. So there you go.
You do. And signed, so it's perfect.
There you go.
The only reason I didn't get it slabbed because it had a little tick on the back of it, so it wasn't going to be a 9.8 contender.
No problem. Loving the BSG slab, Steve. Let's twat cancer.
Yeah.
I love the super chat. This one's for you, sir.
That beautiful bean footage.
Oh, all right. Sweet. I would say that Steve's an awesome guy, but he already knows it.
I'm aware.
I just looked it up. It's issue 16, the Cylon Mark III.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that. Okay.
I don't like the design variants generally, but that one's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, when I saw it too, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I like design variants. I tend to dig them. But yeah, so here we got our first appearance in cameo of Rabble. This is like this series is for Rabble. It's like, you know, issue 1 is the character who becomes Rabble. We get Rabble for the first, and then we get this cameo and first cover appearance. Issue 3, the first full appearance, and then it's like issue 4 or issue 5, we get to find out that who Rabble is and realize that the character we introduced in the first was this. So it's a nice little block of like the first 5 books in this series introducing this character, which is good. And of course, the fact that Marvel is saying that Rabble is going to be the primary antagonist for Miles going forward type
and
thing.
I confirmed it when I was talking to Cody Ziegler too, because he told me too, because I said, yeah, is this character going to be around? He goes, yeah, you're going to see this one for a long time now. I said, excellent. So he confirmed it.
And it's good to have him have his own primary antagonist. It's not a shared antagonist from
It's his
Peter's world.
Goblin at this point now.
Yeah. Which is ironic that Spider-Man doesn't have a Green Goblin now.
No.
One more final book.
Oh,
okay.
You've never
I keep thinking of the hamburger. Rabble, rabble, rabble.
That's right. That's what we used to say too in the old the commercial.
We're old.
Wow.
Yep.
Need his own road.
McDonald's land characters, indeed.
So this one, there's only 2 on the census.
Oh,
and probably because somebody loved the book so much, and it's just my guilty pleasure of books, which is the Grimm's Ghost Stories. And this is the higher of the 2. So I figured it's going to be one that's never been on this show before and never will be unless somebody buys the other copy or goes in Slabs one. But these ones are hard to find in the 40s numbers for some reason. These are ghost of books, you know, no pun too.
Right. You can pun with that one. That's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah. You know, I love these Grimm's Ghost Stories from the 70s. It's just my guilty pleasure. I've got almost the whole run. I'm only missing 3 books, I think, for the whole thing. And actually, this one, Raw, is one of them.
It's interesting because I've got quite a bit of the Bronze Age horror books and whatnot, but I don't think I have any Gold Key ones.
Yeah, the stories weren't the greatest, but the artwork is just amazing on these covers. Like these painted covers were pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, no, I did like Dell Gold Key. They got a lot of really beautiful painted covers in the 60s and 70s that were just amazing art that was really, I mean, look, cover art was going to sell your book on the rack, and they definitely had cover art that was quite impressive, even if the story between the covers wasn't as didn't live up to the hype.
Yeah. They were notoriously bad. You're reading these stories and you're going, holy crap. But then also on top of it, when you read into these books, like they don't really even tell you who the hell did the covers on these things.
Yeah, so I got a run of most of the run of Spaceman, and it's an awful, not a very good story, but beautiful art covers. And again, same thing. Yeah, you don't really know. Well, we think the covers were done by so and so. I mean, and you expect that from the Golden Age stuff, but you didn't really expect it. The stuff from the more recent time, you expect to have better records of who created these things. But yeah,
or at least them signing their work or something, you know. But I don't know.
What are you gonna do? Let's see what you got here. Yes, I'd love comics and vintage toys too. Another amazing toy is a vintage 12-inch Cylon with battery packs and laser gun, and extra chest chrome plate, light cover chest removal. Oh, okay,
nice.
Removable chest plates, nice.
Yeah, I remember those 12-inch action figures. They were pretty cool. I had the Steve Austin one, and then there was the other one that was like a robot one version of them that had the faces you could take off. I can't remember.
Oh yeah.
Called.
I really wanted to get the 12-inch Star Wars figures because some of them were cool, like Boba Fett. You could like look through his helmet and have like a sight line through it, sort of like Steve Rogers or
Steve Austin. Yeah, you could look through the
bionic eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's some cool stuff. We had the best toys back then, not this lame stuff kids got today.
You guys are old.
It's not the age, it's mileage.
We're old. So yeah, you're so much younger than me.
What, 8 months?
That's right. I'll buy anything 12 inches. What? Hello.
Oh. Hey now. Hey now.
Oh,
do we need more books, or do you?
No, we
good.
That's it. That's it. We can check out right here. We'll do our giveaway. We'll wrap up our business. We'll send people on their way to their next shows, and we'll get these books in the mail. Thank you so much, Steve, for bringing on those on by. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you much for that. Anybody out there who's thinking, hey, I can do this. I got books, slabs I want to show off. You can feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at robs.fastacts or by email robs.fastacts@gmail.com and talk to you about getting you on the schedule. Right now for 2024, I've got really only 1 day left open to book in December. Otherwise, we're booking January, baby. So that's good.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, well, December, November, kind of, we have a special at the end of the year that we do because we take the winter holiday off, and this year I'm actually taking the American Thanksgiving weekend off from the show. I'm going to do because we got Fan Expo down here in San Francisco during that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Just up here, Rob, we just call it Thanksgiving.
Well, I was differentiating for you because this is the real Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well,
not our fake one in October.
Not to do it in a snowstorm, but okay.
And then you guys try to murder each other on Black Friday.
I don't play
that Friday nowadays, Steve.
I don't play that. I don't play that game. Yeah. Let's see. So I'm going to copy the format of the show and call it Raw Dog in it. There you go. Let's see. You don't have to sat the American Thanksgiving. It's just Thanksgiving. Okay. I don't have to say. Okay, got it.
Right.
It's American Thanksgiving.
Our Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. Let's give away some more books, I suppose we should say. Let's see if it says I'm going to do a hashtag here. That's what I'm going to do. Yes. And let's share my screen and
maple glaze.
Boom.
It is with bacon on it.
There you go.
Yes.
FU cancer.
Perfect.
There you go. That's our hashtag for this one. Go ahead and throw that up there. Go. Canadian turkey is maple glazed. Interesting.
That sounds interesting. Yeah. Like you may want to give it a
go.
Maybe
what if instead of glazing it, because I don't particularly want to glaze my turkey maple, but I could see maybe smoking it over some maple wood.
Oh yeah.
Or some maple syrup injections.
Damn. That'll work.
Now maybe mix a little bit of maple into the candy jams.
Now that sounds like perfection.
Mm-hmm. Everything's better with bacon.
Leave it to a cook to figure out where the maple syrup should go. Yeah. All right, so throw that up in there, we'll be giving away. We'll give away another set of books and see if we can't have Chris just die right here on screen for us.
You have to have goals in life.
I feel like I got.
Apparently, Rob's goals is to give
now.
Chris an aneurysm.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, while you guys are doing that, let's go ahead and make sure that we acknowledge all the henchmen who are channel members at the $2.99 a month level. Appreciate all of you guys. Of course, the henchmen will be at the end of the month here on the 1st. We'll be doing a giveaway for all the channel members. The henchmen get 1 entry. The Goon Squad gets 2 entries. As we give away a henchman t-shirt, much like the one being modeled by Steve the Voice White here today, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go ahead and say thank you to those henchmen. Thank you guys all so much. Again, that link pinned up at the top is the link tree for Comics Curing Cancer. If you want to still continue to support Comics Curing Cancer, feel free to click on there, get the links to the merch store. We can get Comics Curing Cancer merch, OnlySlabs merch, all those profits going to Comics Curing Cancer, the big cartel shop there where you can get that Sonic the Hedgehog book. And of course, just the direct link to donate directly to Comics Curing Cancer as we work throughout the rest of this year to hit our stretch goal of $60,000 before the year is up. So that would be phenomenal. All right, we got 60 out of 74 folks. Again, we do ship globally, so I'll give you just a few more moments to get that out. And I'll remind everybody that coming up on my show, Monday mail call, I'll be this week. I got a couple books for the PC that came in, and we'll open up another box full of amazing goodies that are going to be going into the giveaway bin at some point down the road. So if you want to preview and what's next to give Chris an aneurysm, you can tune in on Monday to find out. So there you go. And then next week, let's see. I try to remember who's coming up next week on the show. I don't have the card ready. I'm horrible.
Canadian?
Scrolling.
What? Another Canadian?
Oh yeah, it is. It's Sector 7 Soldier. It is another Canadian, a member of the Comic Book Fiend Club International, the Canadian group. So there you go. Sector 7 Soldier will be our guest next week on Comics Curing Cancer. No, on freaking OnlySlabs. Jeez.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah,
let's
C3
just
is done for the year.
Focus.
Let's just spin this and see who wins this. Round and round, where she goes, where she stops. Well, the internet knows. Our winner of the second set of pools is Ronnie Johnston. Congratulations, Ronnie. We'll get you some books here. And make sure, Ronnie, hit me up on Instagram, robs.fatstacks, with your ship to address so I can get this out to you. Or again, of course, robs.fatstacks@gmail if you'd rather do via email. So, all right, Chris.
Watch your back.
Man, I got to move. Let's remove that comment. Thank you. All right, Chris. What are we doing for him?
It's a 26 today. Let's go 2 from the front, 6 from the rear.
Scrolling.
Okay.
Let's let it ride. Stop. And those 2 books. Bonjour to Jean.
Comment ça va?
Stop. In those 2 books, your finger splits, Rob. And we need one more.
Yes.
Let's go 4 from the rear.
Okie dokie.
Woohoo! Watch your back.
Good job, Ronnie. Let's see what you get.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Get the CPR paddles and things ready to go.
Whose side are you on?
I'm on Canada's side.
Well, then, come on.
All right. First up, we get ourselves some X-Men with some
that's nice.
Mercado cover with Polaris.
Let's go Polaris.
Pretty green.
Yeah.
Planet Hulk, Part 1.
Right on. I don't remember that series.
That's a thick book.
Damn.
Well, it's the Incredible Hulk
inside a
100, and it's Planet Hulk Allegiances Part 104.
Oh, okay.
We have Amazing Spider-Man 52.
Wow, that's an awesome
Nice
cover.
variant.
Yeah. Again, the best part of that volume were the variant covers.
Not the story, apparently.
No.
We I haven't pulled reprints out of this box for a while. Today, each player gets a reprint today. Today, you get All-Star Comics issue number 3.
Now, if that was the real one in there, it would be everyone mad, not just me.
Oh yeah, I'd have a stroke too.
Like, you're giving away what?
If this was not a reprint, it better be just the front cover.
Oh yeah, it would just be a mic drop. That's it.
That's a car you're giving away right there.
I'm leaving.
Still, it's great. I love some of these older reprints like this. So these are great.
There's nothing wrong with that. You get to read the story.
It's great. How about Action Comics here? Superman, this is the first Silver Banshee.
Yes, it is. Little minor key.
New Teen Titans issue 16. The preview, first appearance of Captain Carrot and the Amazing Zoo Crew.
Right.
Nice.
That's okay.
And last but not least, we have X Factor issue 5, the first appearance of Apocalypse in cameo and the Alliance of Evil.
Wow, that's
a
good
one. Book to give away.
Yes.
See, people will be like, "Oh, Chris, you should be upset." No, that's a good book. It's a good Walt Simonson book.
Solid book.
Great
first appearance of Apocalypse.
Yep.
Phenomenal. Very cool, Ronnie. Congratulations. Thank you so much for joining us here today, and everybody who came out and joined us. Congratulations to Steve on a phenomenal show. For you guys, the chat who ran this, even though I added a new super chat video to thing, you ran us around and looped us around still. That's awesome. I appreciate that. And, it means the world to me, the support for Comics Curing Cancer. You guys all climb on board and help us out. And if really, I love watching the videos and see so many of you guys who have really taken ownership of it yourself and refer to it as ours, and that you're a part of it as well, too, because you guys are. Because it's, what DJ Mark and I do, we can't do it without you guys. Otherwise it's just an event that nobody shows up to. But with you guys, that's how we raise $55,000, which is a lot of money, which means in the 3 years that we've been running it, we've raised over $135,000 for the American Cancer Society. So thank you guys so much.
Well done.
Appreciate you guys all for that. All right, guys, until next time, as I like to say, make sure you do collect what you want. Don't listen to anybody else, especially me. I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for